We are continuing to track how federal funding cuts are impacting our local communities. Hear how your favorite hiking trails could change.
Plus, we're tracking the discovery and detonation of an old military device in rural Sam's Valley. We'll tell you what we know this morning.
And we're in store for another warm day ahead. We're also tracking the chance for some thunderstorms. We'll talk more about what we can expect coming up in just a bit.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5 a.m. on Tuesday, April 15th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Damien Alvarado.
And I'm Brinkley Hill. We're checking in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress this morning. Sarah, we've had such a beautiful couple of days. How long is that going to continue?
I'd say we're in for a good stretch ahead as well. Today we do have the chance for some thunderstorms to maybe take off as we're into Northern California and areas over east side, but it is a smaller chance. Besides that, we will be staying dry for the region today as we're waking up this morning though, and definitely still feeling a bit chilly over east side. We're 36 in the Klamath Falls, 34 in Des Moines, Medford right now, 48 degrees, and over along the coast into the 40s as well. Most areas this morning are dealing with clear skies conditions. We could see some of those high level clouds move in for us, but again, despite that chilly start, you're going to want to be dressing in layers for today again, because it is going to be rather pleasant by the time you are heading home. We could see a few clouds passing through the sky, but overall it will be rather bright for us today. So make sure you do have those sunglasses. Before your high temperatures, we'll have a high of about 81 for Medford and Grants Pass. Cooler along the coast today, a high of 64 for Brookings, and it will be into the 70s areas east side and into Northern California. So coming up in our next forecast, I'll go into a bit more details about what we could expect into our afternoon and who could possibly see a thunderstorm.
We are continuing to learn more about the live rounds found on a rural property in Sam's Valley. Now, Denise Davis shared these photos and videos with me around 1 p.m. when I just got home yesterday, and she was like, hey, you guys should get out here. There's like, is it live? Is it not? Does it not work anymore? So definitely sent that to the whole news team. What
a wild discovery to find on a Monday afternoon. Now, NewsWatch 12 did reach out to OSP, who said they received a request to inspect what appeared to be an old military ordnance. OSP, the Oregon National Guard, and Jackson County Fire District 3 were all on the scene and say they safely countercharged that device. Currently, investigators are unsure of where that device came from or if there are others, but we'll continue to track this story and bring you more information as it becomes available.
Federal funding cuts and freezes are not just taking a toll on public programs, but on some of your favorite hiking trails. The Siskiyou Mountain Club restores and maintains backcountry trails in our region, increasing access to nature for the community. We learned more than half of their funding coming from federal contracts has been frozen. Although funds for already signed contracts have started to flow again, agreements that were made but not yet executed remain in limbo.
We're going to figure this out. It might come with some reductions. It's definitely going to come with us working for more community support, us listening to the community more.
SMC have made cuts and increased fundraising for this year, but next year those funds are up in the air. SMC plans on managing the fund shortfalls and the ways that they can continue to work for the community. For now, the future of Southern Oregon's backcountry trails remain uncertain.
The Oregon House has passed House Bill 3560, which expands areas where child care facilities may be located. Representative Pam Marsh, who introduced the bill, said this will help ensure that child care centers are a part of the fabric of every neighborhood. Marsh also says the legislation will pave the way for a more accessible child care system statewide. The bill will now move to the Senate for further consideration.
A bipartisan bill to expand access to HIV prevention medication has passed in the Oregon House of Representatives. House Bill 2942 would ensure that both pre-exposure and post-exposure medication are reimbursed by the Oregon Health Plan. This legislation comes as the conversation about access to medical care in rural communities continue. The bill is now headed to the Oregon Senate. For more details on this bill and the impacts on local medical care, you can head to our website, kdrv.com.
A group of Oregon lawmakers are calling on the U.S. Department of Commerce to declare a federal fishery resource disaster for 2024. Their goal is to address low Chinook salmon populations and the impact that it's having on the commercial fishing industry. According to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, Oregon's commercial fishing industry generates more than $640 million each year. However, lawmakers say climate change has increased drought and is shifting ocean conditions, which is affecting Chinook salmon. A federal fishery disaster declaration aims to support workers while working on long-term solutions.
More international students in Oregon have had their visas revoked, this time at Oregon State University, where more than a dozen students have had their records terminated. Rob Odom, the university's vice president, tells us that 13 students have had their visas revoked in the Federal Immigration Records database. He says OSU's Office of International Services is reaching out to impacted students with resources and support. Odom also says the university is monitoring and responding to this evolving situation. Let's listen to a student as she reacts to the news.
My mom's an immigrant. My grandparents are immigrants. They're from the Middle East, and my family was really lucky because my grandfather was able to come from the Middle East and get educated in medicine, and it's really changed our lives, and I'm just really sad for people who are getting that privilege revoked. It just makes me feel sick.
OSU is joining other universities in support of a lawsuit meant to challenge the federal government's impact on international students and educators.
Anthony, you're under arrest. Put your hands up. Right now. Turn around.
Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Yay.
Ultimately, the parents intervened and the child reported this.
This Jacksonville man has been accused of luring a minor and has waived his rights to a 60-day trial. NewsWatch 12 first brought you this breaking news in March when police said they went undercover to arrest him. Wheeler had added an underage victim on Snapchat through the Quick Ads feature. The teen reported that behavior and the Jackson County Sheriff's detectives took over that social media identity. Wheeler will be back in court May 12th for charges of online sexual corruption of a child and luring a minor. He's still in jail on a $250,000 bail. Two people are in jail this morning after a 2-month-long investigation into cocaine distribution. The Medford Area Drug and Gang Enforcement Team received multiple community complaints about a resident in Eagle Point. After serving a warrant, investigators took more than 100 grams of cocaine, 8 firearms, and approximately $48,000 in cash. The two residents were taken into custody for unlawful possession, delivery, and manufacture charges. Both are in Jackson County Jail.
On a money alert, the Oregon State Fire Marshal has announced the recipients for the 2025 wildfire season staffing grant. Now, this funding helps local fire departments bring extra firefighters during fire season. Fire agencies in Oregon were able to apply for up to $35,000 to increase staffing levels. The grant adds more than 1,500 firefighters across the state. The Oregon legislature has allocated $6 million to the program this year.
Asante's family house in Grants Pass is expanding. All Care Health has provided a $25,000 grant. The family house is a hospitality facility offering low-cost lodging for patients as well as their families traveling for medical care. The expansion project will add 7 guest rooms and 3 RV spaces so that more patients can access the facility. This is an exciting addition because limited accommodations has forced the family house to turn away patients and families daily. Onto the school watch, the Logos Public Charter School has officially broke ground on their $7.6 million tutoring and performing arts center. The school says the over 1,700 square foot tutoring and performing arts center will expand educational access and enrich students' experiences for years to come. The new facility is located in the West Howard Foundation Sports Park area, as it will feature 20 new meeting spaces, several offices, and music classrooms. The new tutoring and performing arts center is set to open in fall of 2026.
Looking ahead, the old spaghetti factory is set to open its doors in Medford on April 28th. The new location, which is at the former Porter's location on Front Street Avenue, is aiming to bring affordable family dining to the area. Chris Dussin, the chairman of the old spaghetti factory, says that the restaurant is a family-friendly choice for both locals and visitors.
It a chillier start to our morning today, but we're expecting things to warm up into the 80s for us into the Rogue Valley. Around 4 p.m. today is when we're expected to reach that 80-degree mark, but otherwise it will be warm for us around the region of your areas away from the coast. Plenty of sunshine coming along for us as well. We are tracking the chances for a thunderstorm today and into tomorrow, mainly areas into Northern California and possibly over east side, but I'll go into a bit more detail about what we can expect coming up in about 7 minutes.